G'day crew, I'm Oscar Pelazon and welcome to another episode of Tube Time Tuesday. So just following on last week's episode where I talked about not being the ducks, right? I wanted to talk to you about an interesting article I recently read, and it spoke to that very issue, which we often see when people are trying to sell their product, right? And most of us operate our businesses in a highly competitive market. Our products have become commoditized. It's pretty rare that I go into a client and they don't have a large number of competitors that are selling similar or the same products, right? And when a product becomes commoditized, that means that our target market can't differentiate our product from our competitor's product. And guess what? Most small business owners do. They talk about the product or the product features, right? And when we talk about that, we start competing on price. Now, interestingly, the article that I read was about a lesson that Steve Jobs and Apple learned from Nike, right? He didn't talk about the product or the product feature, and neither do Nike, right? And here's what he said. Nike sells a commodity. They sell shoes. And yet when you think of Nike, you feel something different than a shoe company. In their ads, as you know, they don't ever talk about their product. They never talk about their air soles. They never talk about how their air soles are better than Reebok's air soles. What do Nike do in their advertising? They honor great athletes and they honor great athletics. That's what they are about. That's what Steve Jobs said. And it was in a speech to the Apple staff when he was wanting to relaunch Apple. Now think about it. Nike does sell shoes. It's one of the most basic commodities. But what it really does is it sells a desirable future. It talks about the people, the heroes, the champions, but most importantly, the everyday athletes who are striving to perform at their best. It is about an aspiration, a benefit, a connection to what every fitness person, every one of you and I that are wanting to stay fit or get fit, are thinking when they are training. They are imagining themselves being their sporting idol. I don't know about you, but when I go surfing and I do a great turn, I'm thinking, oh, that was very John-esque like, or Kelly Slater would have been proud of that. Or I imagine, getting a wave with 3 seconds to go on the Pipe Masters and it wins me the world title. We're all guilty of doing it, right? So what did Apple do? Well, they created the Think Different campaign. I want you to watch it now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Again, no discussion about product. It was a celebration of people. And it was a celebration of the people Apple wanted to be associated with. Gandhi, Richard Branson, Muhammad Ali, Einstein, Martin Luther King. Visionaries and change makers. The type of people with whom its target audience would also want to be associated with. At the crux of that campaign, it's about making a deeply emotional connection between the brand and its target market. So when you get your positioning nailed, you create a compelling message through your marketing, through your referral partnerships, and through your sales process that enables you to attract and convert your dream clients. And you know what dream clients are and what they mean? More dream clients means more profit and a more enjoyable business. That's it for me today. I look forward to seeing you next week for another episode of Tube Time Tuesday. Happy days. Ew!